But before we get into the only conference that really matters, this is something kind of interesting, kind of fun I wanted to start with. I know this guy is not the most popular guy in SEC circles, but he may soon be coming to the SEC. Who knows? Uh-oh. But old James Franklin, former Vanderbilt coach, of course, now at Penn State. And it seems like every day this guy's got a new report, a new rumor he's got to shoot down, and he is not handling it too well. Of course, his team just lost I believe their first game of the season. They were the ones that played Illinois in that 9 overtime, 2-point shootout contest. Penn State lost the game, unfortunately for Franklin and those fans. But this week, they're playing Ohio State, and the rumor mill is spinning hard that James Franklin is going to be leaving the program. And if you missed it, he switched agents, and who did he sign with? None other than Jimmy Sexton, a.k.a. the most powerful man in college football, represents damn near every coach in the SEC, several NFL players. But why that's significant? You don't go hire Jimmy unless you're looking for a new job, a new contract, and, just putting the pieces together here. It looks like James Franklin angling for something here. Let's kick it over to him. He was asked about that.
James, there was a report last night that you are changing agents, and I was wondering if that is true. And if it is, do you think changing agents in the middle of the season could be a distraction?
Yeah, so I'm glad you asked, Rich. First of all, as you know, my response, I'm completely focused on our season and our team, and finding a way to beat Ohio State and be 1-0 this week. Now, I'm not going to get into the details, Rich, but what I will tell you is that this is being reported now, but this is something that happened over the summer. Obviously, I didn't make an announcement. I don't know anybody that ever does when that happens. But this is something that happened over the summer that's just being reported now, to answer your question.
All right, so, hey, take it for what that's worth. But again, Penn State playing Ohio State, huge epic game this week, right? During this presser on Tuesday, James Franklin twice mentioned, and this is after 4 or 5 minutes of talking about Ohio State, he says they're focused on Illinois.
The people that are ostensibly your peers in the administration.
Yeah, I think that's, again, I think that's a fair question. Obviously, we're trying to be focused on Illinois and talking about Illinois as much as we possibly can. And Ben, you and...
All right, and if that wasn't bad enough, also during the same presser, again, he's already talked Ohio State. He's already talked Illinois. Where does he say they're playing? He says they're playing in the Big House, which if you don't know, that's where Michigan plays. So here we got a coach having to answer all these questions about his status. He's getting a new agent, doesn't know who they're playing. It's the biggest game of the year. He's thinking about last week's opponent. He's thinking about Michigan. I mean, this guy's all over the place. So I don't know. Maybe I'm reading way too much into this, but it seems like a guy that is either unraveling at the seams and cannot keep his lies, cannot be focused on the lie he's telling at the right time, because that's the thing with being dishonest. It's hard as hell to keep that going for too long. The truth always comes out, and it certainly seems like the truth with James Franklin is he is not focused. Does that mean he's come to LSU? No, but hey, maybe he's headed to Southern Cal. I don't know, but I just thought anytime we can we can point and laugh at James Franklin, I am not going to pass up on that opportunity on this show. Oh, and even worse, hell, I almost forgot. This happened right before I hopped on the pod here on Wednesday evening. James Franklin asked about, once again, this is a day after the press conference was on Tuesday. Here he had another media availability on Wednesday. And these comments, they ain't helping his cause.
At the end of the day, everybody just sort of has to take somebody's word for what they say. Do you worry about burning goodwill with people that you have to talk to? How do you balance whatever's going on in your life with the things you want to achieve here, the things you want to achieve in general, and getting that done while at the same time keeping life to yourself?
Yeah, I think it's fair. at some point, I'd love the guys to sit down with you guys over a beer and talk through all of this. Talk through all of this in detail, kind of how it goes, the challenging situations that coaches are put in sometimes, especially if you're trying to be honest and upfront with everybody, and that's something that's very, very important to me. I am fiercely loyal to Penn State. I am fiercely loyal, most importantly, to these players and the staff. But there's a lot of moving parts with all of these things. There's a lot of moving parts, some of which we have talked about in the past.
All right, so he's fiercely loyal, but you never know. Things could change. Oh, my God. And this is a guy, believe it or not, I mean, he almost left for the Tennessee job around this time last year, about 10 months ago, I think it really was. So he's fiercely loyal, but he's looking for other jobs all the time. So, hey, the coaching silly season is here, and it looks like James Franklin, just based on all this, is moving. We'll see if he comes to the SEC, but you got to think, who knows? Maybe he is a big-time target there at LSU. I've not heard that name, but we know Scott Woodward likes him, some big names, and James Franklin, whether you love him or hate him, he's one of the biggest names in college sports, no doubt about it.